All right, friends, it's time to talk about something that if you're a metal fan, you may or may not be aware of. It turns out that 50% of the world is made up of females. Not everybody in this world is a raggedy dude with a beard and cargo shorts and a Lorna Shore shirt. It turns out that there is such a thing in the world as women. Some of them, it turns out, some of them smell really good and are really nice to look at. What I thought we would do today is talk about what kind of music they listen to. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the Hot Girl Music Compass. We're going to talk about what kind of music do all the different kinds of hot girls listen to in this world. Because really, I mean, is there something more important than understanding the behavior of attractive girls? I don't think there is. Fellas, if you're not ready to burn down your life right now to get the attention of the lady of your dreams, then what are you here for? We've all done it, right? So now we're going to break it down like this along these two different axes. On the vertical axis, we've got wholesome versus toxic. On the horizontal axis, we've got normie versus alt. And you put those together and you've got the four different types of hot girls. And so what we'll do is we'll figure out, what do they listen to? The different types of hot girls, what do they listen to? Really quick, before we go any further, have you checked out my Patreon? Patrons get early access to all my main channel videos and my podcasts. I also do giveaways sometimes. For example, I just gave away a pair of these Eargasm earplugs. And if you want me to review your music, there's a way to do that as well. All you gotta do is join at the $10 and up level. Then every month I do a call for submissions. If you want me to review something, all you gotta do is drop it in the comments of that post. Then I will review it live on Twitch and post it on Patreon for everyone to see. So if that sounds cool, hit the link in the description of this video, and I appreciate your support. I'll get things started here. You guys can give me some ideas, but I'll get things started here. So, of course, we gotta start with the Deftones, right? I mean, they're like the horny band of the day, right? I feel like, I don't know, what, 2-3 years ago, something like that, all of a sudden, everyone decided that they loved Deftones, and the Deftones, made them think about humping. That's my understanding. I'm normal, so I don't understand this, but apparently when people think about Deftones, they think about humping. And when I think about what kind of girls listen to Deftones, you're saying normie and toxic? No. Normie girls do not even know what Deftones are. You think these girls, if you ask them, hey, what do you think is better, White Pony or Gore? You think they would have an answer for that? Hell no. They would just start slowly reaching for their pepper spray. That's what they would do if you ask them about Deftones. Deftones, I'm going to say it goes right down here. Obviously, it is for alternative girls, and I would say a little bit on the toxic side, right? That's where they go. If a girl listens to Deftones, the first thing you should be asking yourself is the ride going to be worth the toll? Let's put it that, because maybe it is. Maybe it is, It could be a fun ride. But make no mistake, you're going to have to pay the toll. So, it's up to you if you think the ride is worth the toll. Who knows? How about on the normie and toxic side of things? I think I would go with Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion, City Girls, that kind of thing. The type of girl who's like, I just say what I think, and if you can't handle it, that's your problem. You're like, not really. I mean, that's actually... that's actually kind of your problem, because you say that you're honest, you're just real. You're actually just like kind of obnoxious and self-centered, and nobody likes you. They're gonna listen to some Megan, some City Girls, get inspired to go be obnoxious with your friends. Yeah, I'm not a bitch, I just tell the truth. And like, maybe both. Maybe both. So I'd say that's on the normie toxic side of things. What about a band like Fall Out Boy? Where do you think they fit? Now, when I think about Fall Out Boy fans, at least the girls, I think they're up here on the right. The type of girls who listen to Fall Out Boy, they're the type of girl, they have a Roxy hoodie. Maybe they listen to the local alternative radio station on the way to their job, where they're like the receptionist at an insurance office or something like that. They snowboard like once every 2 years, something like that. I think that's the type of girl who listens to Fall Out Boy. But it's important here You don't want the type of girl that knows all the deep cuts and all the B-sides and all that. You want the girl that only knows the singles. Better yet, she only knows the new singles by Fall Out Boy. Like Centuries. Yeah, Uma Thurman. Exactly. When I was 21, I dated a Swiftie who thought Uma Thurman was their debut single. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe they have like one like colored red strip in their hair, like that they'll do like once a year or something like that when they feel adventurous. Or better yet, she only knows of the "Haven't you people ever heard of the Closing the Goddamn Door" song? Exactly. Yes, and this is the important part. The more into the band you are, the further down and to the right you go. You know, if you want to go for an alt girl, because I know that's how a lot of you guys roll, go for the Fall Out Boy girl, you know, maybe Mayday Parade, All Time Low, but only if they know the singles. That's the important part, not the deep cuts. And if you want to go just full normie, which I would recommend, if you want to go full normie, the most important thing for you to keep in mind as you're choosing dating partners, make sure she doesn't like anything that you like, okay? Because if she likes the same stuff that you like, then she's probably crazy. The less that she has in common with you, the better. So I would look for a wholesome normie girl that's into Florida Georgia Line. That's my advice. Florida Georgia Line, you know, Luke Bryant, that's my advice. You want the type of girl that you ask her, like, let's say it's July, and you're like, hey, do you want to go do something this weekend? And she's like, oh, I wish I could, but I can't because every weekend this year, my family and I go on vacation at the lake. That's what you want. You know, the type of girl that would never break plans with her family for you and goes to vacation at the lake. You know, not a cool lake, just the lake. You're like, oh, which one? She's like, oh, you know, that one over on the other side of the town. Just something about going vacation on the lake. I don't know. That's my suggestion. So what else do we have here? How about this? If you people are insistent upon finding yourself an alt girl because you just can't bear the idea of a girl not knowing about the same music as you do, I'll give you another good piece of advice. You know, go for the flyleaf girl. The flyleaf girl is way up here on the wholesome and alternative scale. You know, because you think about where would you meet her? Maybe at youth group, or you're going to Barnes and Noble and you bump into her, you know, like on the way to the bathrooms, they have the like Christian book section, you know, and maybe she's looking for like a new Bible or like or one of those journals where you have to write down, you know, your prayer every day, something like that. I feel like that's a good place to go, a good option. So, you know, Flyleaf, very wholesome. She probably doesn't know, yeah, or Skillet, whatever, Evanescence, and any of that. You know, you want the kind of girl, let's put it this way, as compared to the Deftones girl, who, the Deftones girl very likely will do anything and everything on the first date. And you know, that I understand the appeal of that. That's fun. But the Flyleaf girl, she won't even hold your hand for like 3 weeks. You got to wait like 2 months before you even kiss her. And when you do kiss, she might like break down and cry because she's so disappointed in herself. Very wholesome and sweet, but also believes in conversion therapy. Hey, that's all right. Listen, if she believes in conversion therapy, you're like, well, you know, what are you going to do? Yeah, and then you're having kids for the next 10 years straight. Hey, well, that's okay. That's the price you pay. Take your choice, people. Take your choice. Do you want to be having kids for the next 10 years with the Flyleaf girl? Or do you want the Deftones girl to burn down your life with her personality disorders and spend the next 18 months trying to pick up the shattered pieces of your soul? These are the choices you have to make, people. Just reality. I'll tell you one to avoid. Big red flag. Big red flag. Any girl that likes Alkaline Trio, you should be afraid. You should be terrified of any girl that likes Alkaline Trio, because Alkaline Trio is basically, it's the soundtrack to low self-esteem. Any girl that has an Alkaline Trio tattoo, guaranteed that if you don't even have to like dig deep. You just scratch the surface a little bit and you're going to see all kinds of very interesting personality disorder, all kinds of childhood trauma that guess who's going to have to deal with that? You. That's who. I'm sure she's a wonderful person. I'm sure she's lovely, great person, but I'm just saying, prepare. I've said this before, but you know, like in nature, stuff like wasps and bees and whatnot, or those tree frogs, you know, those tree frogs that'll kill you if you just touch them, and you know that they're scary because they're like bright yellow or whatever. Alkaline trio tattoos are the same thing, but for humans. It's nature's way of warning you, stay away. This person will ruin your life. The kind of person who says they have abandonment issues then cheats on you. Exactly. That's exactly right. Here's what's going to happen. You get with the girl with the alkaline trio tattoo. She will make you fall in love with her. And then she will tell you that this is getting too intense and she can't handle it. And she'll break up with you and ghost you. And then she'll come back and say she can't live without you and she's going to kill herself if you don't get back with her. That's what's waiting for you behind the door with the Alkaline Trio logo on it. So if that's what you want, by all means, proceed. We got to talk about some more toxic normie stuff. I don't want to just dunk on alternative girls all day long. As much fun as that is, they're not the only ones with issues. Let's talk about some toxic normie material here. Your boys in Five Finger Death Punch. The soundtrack to your wife cheating on you while you are deployed over in Afghanistan trying not to get blown up by IEDs. That's Five Finger Death Punch for you. So this is military wife music. You know, type of girl that maybe you've been on like 3 or 4 dates with her. Maybe you've even hooked up with her, but you've never been to her house. And then just casually in conversation, she's like, oh, you know what? Actually, I can't do something on Friday because my husband gets back from deployment then. You're like, what? You're which? You're what? Your what gets back from where? Like, oh, yeah, no, I forgot to mention it has several big dogs she can't take care of. Definitely. Let's talk about the pet. Okay, people, I'm onto something here. Okay, here's how to detect the different types of toxic girls. You can tell by what kind of pet they have. Okay, the toxic Five Finger Death Punch girl has a pit bull they don't take care of. The toxic Alkaline Trio girl has a ferret that they don't take care of. And the toxic Deftones girl has a snake that she doesn't take care of. Or maybe, yeah, and the Lana Del Rey girl has cats. This is how you tell people the signs. Listen, the signs are all there. God gives you all the information you need to know everything about any of these people. You just have to pay attention to the signs. So I hope you guys have been taking notes. I'm giving you guys a lot of valuable information here. So we'll put Five Finger Death Punch here along with Megan Thee Stallion in the toxic normie category here. Yeah, horse girls are a whole other thing. That's a good question. You know, I've never dated a horse girl. Good question. I don't know too much about the horse girls. I'm scared of horse girls. So I don't know. You know what else I'm going to say? You guys aren't going to like this. But if you want to find yourself a wholesome normie girl, which I believe you should, you might want to find a girl who listens to Imagine Dragons. I know this is going to be tough for you guys, but here's what you're going to need to do. When she asks you what kind of music you like, you're going to say, oh, I listen to pretty much anything. She's like, oh, well, you look like you'd be into like, you know, Screamo. And you'd be like, oh, yeah, no, I sure, why not? Just be like, oh, I like some Screamo, like Imagine Dragons. And you're going to need to hold your tongue, keep a straight face, and just be like, oh, yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, they're cool. Yeah, one of the best hard rock Screamo bands of all time, for sure. Great Screamo band. You're going to have to pretend to like it. You can't be rude. You can't start trying to get her to listen to Necrophagist and Sleep Token and whatever other dorky shit you listen to. You got to just smile, pretend you like it, say nothing. That's the move, people. The only thing I would say is just, you know, you want to make sure she's not Mormon. Mormons are wonderful people, but there's a lot of weird stuff that comes along with dating Mormons, so I wouldn't advise it. So that's the only issue with the Imagine Dragons girl. Just make sure she's not Mormon. That's all. Well, I've talked about this one before, but I'm going to do it again. I feel like I need to spread the gospel of Hollywood Undead because I feel like it's poorly understood. If you're into the Deftones girls, you know, because it's the big titty goth GF that'll do, you know, all kinds of freaky shit, which, you know, I don't doubt that that's true. But if you want to really level up, you want to go for the Hollywood Undead girl. You remember before how I said you want to make sure the ride is worth the toll? I feel like Hollywood Undead is where you're going to get that. If you really want to get down, if you want to just be fucking filthy, if you want to have the most like vile, debaucherous, unhinged weekend of your life, you find the Hollywood Undead girl. Get in the passenger seat of her Chevy Cavalier, brush the fucking McDonald's trash out onto the parking lot of the 7-Eleven where you met her, and buckle up, prepare for the most wild, unhinged weekend of your life. That's all I'm saying. Are you going to regret it the next morning? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to... Oh, you're going to regret it, all right. Here's what I'm saying, people. The Hollywood Undead girl is the new Deftones girl, okay? I'm giving you some advanced knowledge here. If you've been thirsting over the Deftones girl, trust me, people, trust me, there is greener pastures out there. That is the Hollywood Undead girl. I was going to say you won't regret it. You will regret it, but you'll have some stories to tell. Hollywood Undead will give you her kids' old Halloween candy as a thank you when you leave her place. Don't ask you why I know this. Exactly. Exactly. But is it going to be worth the price of admission? I think it will be. How about one to avoid here? I feel like this is well known right now, but in case it's not, I'm telling you right now, do not pass go. If she likes Lana Del Rey, avoid, avoid, avoid. If you see Lana Del Rey merch, if you see Lana Del Rey on her playlists, abort mission while you still can. Very high likelihood that you're dealing with either an indie cat mom. Yeah, exactly. She looks harmless, but she will ruin your life. Exactly. You might meet her and she has like a relatively stable job and you're like, well, you know, she seems okay, but dig deeper. Dig deeper. Guarantee you'll find she hates her dad and she has a string of failed relationships, of which you will be the latest in a very, very long line of ruined relationships. Normie Lana fans will ruin your life and have you writing songs about them 10 years later while she's in law school. These are the facts, people. So if you see that, if you see Lana Del Rey, you might think, oh, Lana Del Rey, that's pop. That's normie stuff. She's safe. No, 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 people. Not safe. Run away. How about a couple more safe alternative picks? I think another safe one is Nirvana. But again, what you want here is not the girl that knows everything about Nirvana. You want the poser girl who just owns the Nirvana shirt that she got at Forever 21. You don't want the girl, you know, that knows everything about Kurt Cobain and has all the fucking obscure B-sides and blah, blah, blah. You want the girl that just has the shirt and maybe she can like mumble the words to like, yeah, exactly. Name 3 songs. I can't. All right, let's date. You want to find the girl who can maybe mumble the words to like 2 lines of 2 songs. That's what you want. So it's safe territory. But, you know, if you have one of the people who are saying, I couldn't possibly date a girl unless she wears merch of a good band. Well, I would say Nirvana is the place to go. What I'm gathering here is there is no wholesome alternative girl who is actually alternative. Exactly. She learned about Nirvana from Lil Uzi Vert wearing their shirt. Exactly. There you go. Now you're getting it. You're getting it. Now, how about one more kind of, you know, safe, wholesome alternative artist, just so you know what to look for. You know, Imagine Dragons, Florida Georgia Line. I think you get the idea of where I'm headed with that. Another one you want to look out for. Your man Drizzy, Drake, who seems like maybe not a great human being himself. But I feel like Drake is kind of the ultimate lowest common denominator music now. Like, everybody likes Drake. If you want to hang out with real, true normie girls, chances are they're going to be listening to Drake. That's my guess. I'll give you a pro tip here. All girls like dancing. All of them. So if you meet an alternative girl and you sort of want to nudge her more towards the light side, take her to a club where they play fucking Drake and, you know, whatever else. Like where they play the most mainstream, boring hip hop you can think of. Take her to that club and I guarantee you this will unlock her normie side. Everybody likes Drake, so sure, are there some toxic people who like Drake? Absolutely. Again, if someone just listens to Drake, that's fine. But if someone's like into Drake, that's what you want to look out for. Basically, if a girl cares about music at all, it's a little bit of a red flag. If a guy cares about music at all, it's a bit of a red flag. So the point I'm trying to make here, people, is that all music is bad. Nobody should listen to any kind of music in any genre at all. That's what I'm trying to say here. No one should like music. True Chads do not listen to music. They just watch Netflix. And if you ask them what they listen to, they say, I don't know, a little bit of everything. That's the message here, people. If she listens to any kind of music at all, run away. That's the real message. If you listen to music at all of any kind, stop right now. That's the real message here. Only nerds like music, so stop listening to music.